Okay, folks, if you can hear me, apologies, but for some strange reason, my phone will not allow me to go live the way I wanted to, so I have to reorientate my camera so we can see what we are doing. So bear with me while we do this. I did actually set up the whole thing, and I had it all nice, and then the phone said you're not allowed to have it like that, so we're doing it like this now apparently, which is just the way it is, I suppose. We'll eventually get a new layout, but until then we're stuck with this. What a massive fail. Right, let's just go with this, eh? So this is the guy we're going to be working on. We are going to be hold on, we're going to be making this dude, and well, not making him, we're going to be painting this dude and taking all the flashing and stuff off and fixing his little wobbly hand that he has there, his little wobbly arm. That's what I was doing until the video started, and then the camera decided that it didn't want to be in that orientation. So let's just fix this wobbly arm here. So hello and welcome to the channel. If you don't know who I am KitbashCarnage. I create some crazy projects and ideas that I have in my head, or some ideas that I see from other people, or videos, and you know, stuff that you just see on your day-to-day life. Just gives you that imagination and creativity. But hopefully this will set soon, and then we can go and start taking some flashing off. So basically this is a model that I ended up getting on a PDF file and printed him out on my printer, and this is what we got basically. First time printing something out on a printer to this scale and this detail, but it turned out okay. All we have to do is take off all this little webbing in between. Any little bits that you see, like that little bit there. Apologies if I don't see people in chat, but do just keep on spamming the chat, because I'll eventually catch up and read. And let me know if the music in the background is too loud, or if I'm talking too quiet or anything like that also. Alright. Okay, now I have a plier somewhere. I'm gonna get something for this before we end up breaking something out of frustration. Let's get the proper tool for this. If I have the proper tool. There we go, there's something. Alright. Now. So yeah, what was I saying? Welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you're not new, you know what we're all about here. You rarely see me paint on the channel, so you are now going to see me paint. How am I going live? By chance. How did I create this? I printed it off of my printer, which I'll show you now since the camera's messed up. So that's the printer there. Just a filament printer. And we got a file, a free file, and printed this up. Yeah. Thought it'd be something cool for Christmas. Just a Christmas tree full of nerglings holding it together. But we're going to paint it up and see what it turns out like. To be honest, I'm not really patient enough to get all these little bits out, so I'm just going to get cracking and start painting. But also before that, I noticed I've reorientated my whole hobby room and noticed that I lost my dry brush palette, so we're going to have to make a quick dry brush palette. So we'll preheat the hot glue gun and we'll make a bog standard dry brush palette. So this is just a little bit of foam board here and then a bit of sprue, and with this bit of sprue we're going to attach that to the little piece of board and just make ourselves the dry brush palette, because as I said, I lost mine. I can't find it. It's somewhere, but instead of looking for it, I'm just going to make this one quickly because I need one on the fly, and why not? So, right, we just, yeah. Just be careful when it comes to hot glue, guys. So, here we go. We've got a quick dry brush palette. Yes, it's messy, but it's going to do the job for what we need. Here we go. Turn that off. Put that aside. And a bit of tissue. And these are the colors we're going to go with. Yeah, I'm dyslexic, so I'm not going to try to pronounce any of these. So, yeah, you can read amongst yourselves. I'll just show you them. Reds, purples, some nice blues or magentas or, you know, cyans, and pretty bright colors. But we're going to go with the bright colors because obviously the nice colors for Christmas. Oh, there's some glue still stuck to me. Nice colors for Christmas, and along with this color here, or like more like a wash, a skeleton horde, we're going to wash it all at the end with this over it, and that will then dull down the color so it won't be as bright. So I don't know if I showed this one here, but let's get cracking. His wand is still very hello Charbel. Apologies for not pronouncing your names properly, guys. Parker, what's up? Atul, how's things, Atul? I know, right? Yeah, as soon as I make this one, the other one will just turn up eventually. Do you know what? I'm going to take his wand off because it's going to break off eventually later on. And knowing me, if I don't take it off now and put it aside, I'll lose it. And I'll put it in this box, so I definitely won't lose it. It's in a giant box. Can't lose that. Let's say that. Alright. Close the glue lid. Have a nice drink of our iced coffee. Evening, Joshy B. How's things, pal? Good to see you, bud. Alright. Let's put that to the side. And let's get cracking. So we got our wet brush palette here. We got our dry brush palette we just made. We've got our 3D print that we have here. And we have done the best of our ability to the point that we're not going to go crazy in taking the flashing off this, because patience is a virtue, and that's one thing I don't really have. So that's the best it's going to get done. The rest of it can just be tendrils for the whole theme. I hope the actual video, the live is good, Josh. First time ever trying out the old YouTube live, so hopefully it's looking okay. It won't let me have the phone in this orientation, so I'm having to do it this way, so apologies for the bad camera angles and whatnot. And like I said, if the music is too loud, guys, let me know. If I'm speaking too loud or anything like that, I'd like to know. So first things first, we're going to just pick a nergling that we want here. So I think we'll pick this one here, the guy who's showing his buttocks. And we'll paint him, I don't know. Let's go for just this purple here, I suppose. Give it a wee shake. So I haven't used these paints for a while. Like I said, I just reorientated the whole hobby room. So we'll see what these are like. Apologies for the noise. And we'll see what we come out with in the end. Alright. Just get a little bit of this. We only need a small bit. And leave that over there. She's downstairs. Oh, there's Joy. I was going to say, she's downstairs. Alright, let's get a brush. Let's go for a brush that isn't too big, too small. Wet up your brush. Now, here's a little tip if you know or don't know. If you wet your tip of your brush and if you then dry it on something like tissue, it will completely dry out. Whereas if you dry it out more on your hand, it won't dry out. It will take water off your brush, but your hand won't absorb, like your skin won't absorb as much water as a tissue would. So you're better off actually like rubbing it on your hand or something rather than a tissue that would just is actually designed to absorb the water, if any of that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully some of it makes sense to you guys, because I find it hard to make a sense to me. All right, let's orientate this light a bit. Here we go. All right. So we're just gonna try our best to paint this one dude this color, and we're going to go over the colors in such a way that this color will be drying before we move on to another area around here. So we'll move on to a bit around here, so this will dry, so by the time we finish this bit we can move on to a bit close to here, and so on and so forth, hopefully doing it that we don't get paint all over our fingers. Let's see how much paint we get on our hands at the end of all this. Alright. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with this chat. Yeah, we reorientated our whole hobby room today. Got it all sorted. Somewhat sorted. I still have a lot of trash, shall I say. Well, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I have a lot of cardboard tubes and stuff that I'm going to use for projects that is just lying around. So we need to find room where to put all that, and then also need to find room where to, can we zoom in on the miniature and not the brush, thank you. Need to find room where to hang. I have some glass cabinets to hang some miniatures, so I need to find room where to hang them. And then also just clean up a little bit, because my partner is putting me to shame with her side looking very nice and my side looking very nice. Look, we've already got paint on it. Okay, let's just hand on our finger. Right, how long are we into this? Nearly 15 minutes. How long have we even been painting? And we're already kind of going downhill. All right. As you can see, the underside of this print isn't really the best. You can see the lines pretty much an awful lot. Quick question. Does the chat show up blocking your guys' screen like it shows up blocking my screen? Or does it just block my screen? Because I'd like to know as well. In other words, it would stop people from wanting to talk if it's blocking like them actually watching. Like every time you say something, a bit just pops up. It's on the screen. It's because the live vertical. Oh, so it just blocks my screen, the whole thing. Oh, very good. It's small for you guys and big for me. Happy days. That's good to know. I'm trying to read the chat. I like it though. Yeah, I don't mind it either. If it's big for me and I can read the chat, but it's trying to keep up with it, hey? I say there's probably a setting somewhere that can leave, it will leave it like I'm convinced there's a slowdown version where it slows it down a little bit so you can, doesn't pop up as quick. Alright, and we'll just finish off his arm. That's coming along here. Hold on. Okay, there's a little bit there that's annoying me, so I have to get that bit before we continue, because if I don't, it will just continue to annoy me. I don't know if anyone else can see that bit in there, but we're getting it. Thank you very much. See you. I couldn't have went to bed if I knew that was still there. I would have been like, I knew it was there. Didn't spend the extra 2 seconds to move it. Oh. Oh well. One good outcome, we got that bit out of there. But at what price? At what price? We're sacrificing our steady fingers. Like we had them in the first place. Alright. So that's as much, no actually it's not, because alright. I'm gonna do him for now. So we give our brush a wee little. Now, what colour should we move on to next? I'm thinking another brighter colour. Any suggestions in chat? What colour we should move on to next? I'm liking the yellow. But, see, I want to kind of keep the darker colours. I should have really painted the lighter colours first. Like, and then the darker colours last, because then you could cover it up. But listen, we'll keep the orange for colours around here. We'll keep the green for colour here to cover up this purple. So they're out. So that leaves us with a yellow and a blue. The panels, the neighbour's fence. Because the live stream, I don't know. I do like the purple. The green, yeah, the green is nice. Green's nice. We'll keep the green and we'll keep the orange for here. We'll go for the yellow. We'll go with the yellow. So give that a little shake up. Crack that out. And then get a wee little bit of that out. Put that on our wet palette. And let's continue. So we're gonna go over here and let's pick this dude here. All right. So I'm not really fussed about horns, stuff like that. We're gonna go in after, and you can see right there that me rushing and not taking these bits out is coming to bite me later on in the end, because the brush is actually getting caught up in all the little strands. So always just keep stuff nearby. The flash yellow. Oh, Josh, I have a bunch of colours, mate. Wait, right, I'll quickly show you around the hobby room. So quick tour for everyone. So we've got That's the desk where we have unfinished projects. Got stuff down there that needs to be put up on the wall. This is the desk. And then I have some paints in there that I'm working on. And then there's a box of paints over there. There's paints there. And then there's paints there. And then there's more paints downstairs. Paints everywhere. Too many paints. Well, I suppose you can never probably have too many paints, can you? But I have a paint stand that I need to set up. And once that's all set up, I'll give you another little quick overview. I know, right? Never enough paints. Never enough bits, I always say, but Joy would tell you otherwise. Right. So, like I said, I'm not too fussed with neat and tidiness, because the way we're painting this is we're doing layers. So we're going to go back over, tidy up lines after the fact with different colored paints. That will then blend in all these mistakes that we're making here. The many mistakes we're making. What do we call them? Just learning curves, eh? Instead of mistakes. The many learning curves we're making here. It sounds better. Makes us feel better. Alright. You can really see all them strands that we didn't take out the more we paint, eh? Well, like the bottom of this is gonna... Technically, I shouldn't be painting the bottom of this because it's all going to be stuck down on a base that we're going to make. Hopefully in this same live. We'll make a little base. Add a few more aesthetics around it. Maybe a few lights or something. Give it that little KitbashCarnage touch. And see what we come out with in the end. It's so tricky to get in here, but we'll get in that little crack there. There we go. Happy days. Alright. And then... Alright, hold on. Trying to get in these little bits here, I swear. Now, I'm no skilled painter, but I'm just explaining to you how I'm painting for anyone who is wondering. Basically, what I'm trying to do is obviously get a smallest amount of paint on my brush, and then I am pushing the brush onto the model using the contours of the actual model itself because it's rounded, and then sliding my brush on the model like this, kind of in a motion like that, to try and paint in and around into this little crack. Whether this is working, that's another thing, but you know, at least I'm trying. I'm giving it a go. You know what I mean? If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's another thing we can progress and learn on. Another skill we can just get. Finish up the bottom here. And another thing, because there's so many little zigzaggy lines here that you can see, if we dab the brush like this, you're going to fill in all them cracks rather than just painting, because it's going to leave more. If stroking the brush like this is the equivalent to like dry brushing in a way, whereas dabbing it will get into them little seams and you put the pigment of the paint more on your miniature there, or your print. So let's figure out whose arm is this arm. Is it this guy or this guy? I think this arm here, this looks like an arm holding a ball, belongs to this guy here and not this guy. Anybody have any suggestions in the chat? Because I actually don't think this guy has any arms, to be honest. We'll go with he doesn't have any arms for now, because once we start painting up this guy and the orientation, because clearly... I think this arm here belongs to this guy. No, definitely his two arms. Okay, sorry for we're talking an awful lot about arms here, so let's get off the arm subject and move on to the next colour. Oh, Josh, man, I used to paint years ago. Like, if you know or don't know, as I said, if you're new to the channel or not, I used to be in this hobby of kitbashing and Warhammer. I went to a big event, and about 500 pesetas, I think it was, in Ireland back at the time, worth of Warhammer was stolen on me. So when that happened, it completely kind of, because I wasn't well off, I was raised from, like, you know, a corporation house. So when that happened, it put me off the whole Warhammer kind of kitbashing hobby, you know. So I did paint back in the day, but taking that much time off and coming back to all this stuff, forgetting little tips, and then an airbrush back then was, that was something that you had to, you know, have loads of money to get. Now you can, I got this airbrush, I can't see it in my eyesight, it's somewhere around here. I got an airbrush on Temu there, a portable airbrush for, I think it was £10. Now, you couldn't get something like that years ago, you know, 15, 16 years ago. These things are now just as available to people as anything is nowadays. And on the downside, they're also putting premiums on anything, you know. The hobby title for anything nowadays, once you put that on, I don't know, an average pencil, you say it's a hobby pencil, it now costs triple the amount as a normal pencil would. So we need to watch also where we're getting our stuff. Make sure you're getting your bang for your buck. I don't know if you've seen my recent video. I made this ship. So it's like forced perspective. So it's supposed to look like a giant ship in space, but obviously it's a small ship in reality. But this is just made of complete junk. Like people throw all this stuff out. There's some used super glue bottles. Thing off a spray for your underarms, you know, some lids. There's a nice bit there I got from Ramshackle Games. Thank you very much for your donation. I got a bag of bits a few months ago off him. Does a lot for the community. But yeah, pipe cleaners, some kebab sticks, you know. That's diluted juice containers. These even open up, so, you know, you could do something like, what I'm going to do is put lights inside of these. They will open up, and put lights here, and then that creates, like, you know, a booster type of thing, you know, scenario. You just have to think. Your imagination is your only limit, really, isn't it? You know. And then this guy here, he was something I done a while back. So I seen an idea of people having floating guys, and I thought to myself, well, you know, I done something like that years ago, back in the day. I wonder, can this still be done, you know, as easy as I remember? Because sometimes people would see something like this and think it's out of their needs. They wouldn't be able to do anything like this. But it's simply a paper clip that is driven underneath here. And then I've crisscrossed it with the pliers. This is a piece of sprue that is just built like a platform. Like, it's, picture a box of sprue inside here. And then all this foam is a bag of my dog's chew toy foam. It's a nice consistency for a cloud. So that is just held up with the main paper clip. And then these are little wires that are coming out of the base. And then more pieces of cork that are glued and painted to look like rubble. So at the end of the day, you know, I think it looks good to me, you know, and when I seen something like this, I thought, you know, why not? Why not give it a shot? You know, anything is possible. You just need to give things a go, folks. Your imagination is your limit. Or it isn't, depending on how big your imagination is. So, don't let anything stop you. 30 minutes in and we've got 2 colours on, guys. I really need to stop talking. Right. Let's go for the second colour. Okay, that's a bit gloopy, but we'll do. Should really mix that up more, but we'll go with the flow here. Don't forget that about our brush. Pick another colour. We'll go for this dude here. Now he's clearly holding on to this skull that's here. So we'll get him painted up. How is everyone anyway? What are you guys up to? I don't know if I asked that question already. Apologies if I did and I haven't read chat quick enough. Because it doesn't stay up for me. It just goes away as soon as you say something. And then no one says something else. It just goes away within a few, I don't know, a few seconds really. Airbrushing. Yeah, airbrushing is something else, Joshy. Like I said, I got that Temu airbrush thing. It does the job. How am I getting on with the spider? Right, the spider is an ongoing project too. Yeah, the juice. Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks for all the nice comments, Joshua. I appreciate the kind words, pal. It's all just, I just kind of think of it, you know, honestly, it just comes into my head, you know. Trial and error as well, pal. You just have to do these things, and if it doesn't look good, well then, you know, you've learned from that experience. If it looks good, then happy days. People like yourself encourage people like myself, give good feedback, like whether it be good or bad. Obviously, nobody wants negative feedback, like, you know, hey, but constructive criticism is always welcome. And there's a few more bits that are in there that we have to get out because it will end up getting on my nerves. So we'll go in there with our little tweezers. Let's get them bits out. Thank you. Oh, nice one, Josh. Nice one. Yeah, the blue's not looking bad, eh? Blue's okay. What blue is it called? Hold on. It is Lothrian blue. These are all these are all the colours that are over on Joy's side of the bench, because my side of the bench is covered up right now with lots of unfinished projects, including that spider. I have videos actually pre-edited and ready to upload. I was supposed to upload a video today, but ended up having a bit of a date night with the missus and made dinner, made a nice ham. Spent some time doing the hobby room. Yes, we done the hobby room as date night, but do you know what? When you actually love someone that much, spending time with someone is the equivalent to a date night. Like whatever, just spending, any way you spend with them, just the time with them, that's all you really need at the end of the day. You know? Right, that is looking okay. Hold on. We get his finger. Another reason why I paint it in layers, because I can't do lines to save my life. So many good painters, you guys, a lot of my subscribers in the community, I get so many tips off you guys, and so jealous seeing some of your guys' projects, and I learned so much from just watching you guys. So thank you very much for posting in relative media and uploading your own content and so on and so forth. Sorry if I'm hitting the camera with the brush, apologies. Right. How are we going to get in here? This is such a complicated model to paint, you know that? But we're going to get there. We need a smaller brush. That's what we need, because this brush is way too big. I have a teeny tiny brush somewhere here, don't I? Yes, I do. Look at this bad boy for a brush. Now that's what we need, eh? Can't even see it. Now we'll get this bad boy. And we don't even need, because this is such a small nib, using the paint that's left here, just wet it up, and we'll use that. And we'll use this to get in here. So I've seen a lot of people using these holders, painting holders, but if you know you can hold it, you know, why buy a paint holder? Not even that, you can use a bottle right here, you can stick that to that if you want. There's a paint holder for you. There you go, 10-second paint holder, stick that on that, there you go, done. There's a paint handle. But what I like to do is to just hold it myself. I like to orientate stuff. I'm very hands-on. If I haven't said it already on this channel, or in this video, shall I say, I have dyslexia. So as a reading and writing, what did you say, disability, disorder, whatever you may say. And they were getting paint everywhere. Oh geez. So I'm more hands-on, creative in that way. I'm really digging myself in a hole saying I'm really creative, I'm really hands-on, while I can't paint to save my life. Oh. Alright. Let's get around in them small cracks. And that blue ice would say is done. Alright. Now, next we shall move on to the orange. And the orange we're going to put here. So give that orange a bit of a shake. And if anyone's interested, that's what the orange is. I have a few line brushes lying around, Josh, lad. Wait, you see this? So I got this as a gift from my auntie, and had a few nice brushes in there, but I've yet to use any of them. I'm kind of leaving them in there. And then I have a few more brushes lying around. I have piles upon piles of cheap brushes. I have brushes there, more brushes up there. But it's not the brushes that I have to invest in, Josh lad. It's a new pair of eyes, because I can get the best brush in the world, but because I can't see for anything, I'm not going to swear here on the channel, but yeah, because I can't see for you know what, the brushes aren't helping. It's the eyeballs that I need help with. Apologies. But yeah, once they invent a new way, I don't know, Elon Musk, however you say his name, and he invents a new way to get. I know you can get glasses. Obviously, yeah, glasses. I need to get glasses. But once he invents a new way to get new eyeballs, I'll be on that. You know, give me them eyeballs. Whose eyeballs are they going to be? I don't know. You know, whether they're donation eyeballs and I end up seeing the world in a new perspective, or robot eyeballs and I never have to use a magnifying glass or one of them painting headsets to be able to see better. When I'm painting, all I can do is say zoom and I start zooming. Right. We really should have taken all these bits off before we started. So note to everybody else, don't rush like I do. Or do rush like I do. But try be patient, because in the long run, you're left doing this stuff on live in front of an audience of 5 people who now think, this is why we said don't rush. Right. This orange, I like the orange, but it's actually a little bit too opaque. Is that the word? Opaque? It's very porous, like you can see through it quite a lot. Well, do you know what, Josh? Games Workshop would do spare eyeballs. Probably cost you about 1.5 million quid. Branding included, you know? But you might be able to get them for half price if you roll a d6. I've nothing against Games Workshop, Army Painter, any bleeding brand or anyone at all. All I know is, back in the day when I really, really started doing this hobby and enjoyed it when I was younger, the people who promoted the hobby told you how to play the hobby for less. Play the hobby and do the hobby. Do the things you loved with what you have. Now it's all about, look what we've just done there. Look what we've just done. Now it's all about paying for the hobby for less. So, yeah. These are the downsides to the hobby nowadays. Money. Hence why you see a lot of my stuff comes from a cheaper variety probably, or is reused and so on and so forth. Now I'm just starting to talk a lot of crap. Right, now let's just have a look at the chat. What was everyone saying? Alright, we got Joshy B, we still got Joy. Anyone new in the chat? Anyone new that we don't know of? Really appreciate you from popping by, Josh lad. I'm glad that it actually showed up on your whether it did show up on your timeline or whatnot, or whether this was just luck, but I'm glad, because I was worried that looks like a hand from that purple guy. I was worried that it wouldn't show up for some people, so people wouldn't get the notification and whatnot, or how it even would work. But in the end, we got there. We done it live, or we're doing it live. We got people. We're painting. That's the most important thing. We are painting. Painting is something that we rarely do, and it's something that I want to start doing more, because although I like building as much, painting kind of shows off the stuff that little bit more. It makes some of your work pop when it comes to kit bashing. Some people can't see a finished project when it comes to kit bashing until it's painted. They can't see above all the different bits. Like, for instance, going back to this ship, I can see what this looks like in my mind's eye, like when it would be all done. But some people just see that a bunch of bits. You know what I mean? But when you paint that, and you're painting all the metal bits, all the, you know, making it look rustic, and the weathering and stuff like that, and the armor panels and all this stuff, you know, people would then see it come to life, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I'm going to try do a few more lives, seeing how this works out. It seems to be working out pretty well so far. And we'll do more painting in them lives, because not only will it be a bit more content for you guys, but it's getting me to do something that I don't really do, taking me into a different out of my comfort zone, if that makes sense, making me learn a little bit more about the other side of the hobby that I'm missing out on. Now here we're just going to go straight KitbashCarnage. We're just going to poke in here like a madman and hope we don't destroy anything, because I don't see any other way I can really get in here apart from just poking. So yeah, and get more of this flashing off. There we go, more of the flashing. Should have definitely gone in there. The amount of the stuff we're taking off. Right, let's get in there. And we have to go up behind this arm. In there. Right, and that's a different leg. And then more flashing. See? Alright. Right, so he's just about done. Next we move on to the green. But I want to finish, oh no, his orange still. Oh my days. Right, we need to really dry the brush now. Dry the brush, wet the hand. More paint on the hand. More paint on the hand. And paint. See, there's lots of steps here, guys. Lots of paint in your hand, lots of drying the brush, lots of just trying to do stuff, really. Right. This is kind of working out. It's not really the best that we have the yellow and the orange quite close to each other, because obviously they're quite similar colors, so you're going to be getting, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you're going to be getting similar color shade colors that are going to be counteracting each other. Right, we need the smaller brush for that, because I'm not getting anywhere near there with that brush. So let's get in there with this brush. There we go. And like I said, just using what paint we have on our hand. It's a small brush, so we can use our hand as a little palette, you know. Or just use up that paint. If you need to, add a bit of water, reactivate it. It's not an oil paint, but little bits of water and stuff to dry paint will kind of reactivate it, giving you that little bit of time to work with it, if that makes sense. So apologies if anyone's writing in chat at this very moment. I am not looking. I am trying not to destroy everything with my shaky hands. All right. That will do. No, it won't, because there's a gap of white right there. I don't know if anyone can see that. A little line right in there has to be painted. So that's going to get done with this now. There we go. Could have left it, but once you notice something like that, you know, you're going to be always noticing it in your eye, in the back of your head, like, in your eye. Sorry for anyone who has joined us, does not know this channel, but we can't speak English. We can, we try to our best of our ability, we do try. But sometimes it doesn't come out the way we want to. So now we're going back. This guy here, his arm here, obviously is the purple guy, so we'll paint that. Paint up his arm. So he's obviously giving him a wee hug or whatever. Grabbing onto him, so they're holding down the tower or the tree. Say to an Irishman, say 3 trees. Right. So they're holding that down. Now we have to counter do the colors. So basically, purple's here, we need purple here, or orange here, blue here, so that type of thing, if that makes sense. And yellow I'm going to do at the very top again, so we'll go purple here again with this person. And because they're less intermixed, we can go a little bit faster now, because we don't have to worry about accidentally painting a guy's hand that isn't his own, because we can see where the stuff's going a bit more. Can we? We can kind of see a little bit better how stuff's working out. So we'll just go with the flow. That's all we can do, eh? Just go along with it. What's the worst that can happen, guys? It's paint, you know, you can always paint over it. Paint over it, you could strip it, you know, there's worse things in life than accidentally painting something. Right. Also, you'll be able to see, you can see some of the, I don't know if you can see, you can see the print lines there. So you're obviously going to see the print lines because it was 3D printed. So, yeah. But if we do, apologies, I'm quite close to the mic. I have to go quite close to the mic in order to see the detail, but I'm probably shouting down the screen of your phone or computer or whatever you're using. Yeah, so if we do quite thick layers, it hopefully covers in them lines, them print lines, which we don't really care about too much, but in the end, it will be nice to not see them as prominent as they would be just naturally standing out. So we painted his leg up. And sorry, off camera, I'm just kind of making sure this music doesn't turn off. There we go. Like I said, if the music is too loud, let me know. It's just, I'd go mad if I was just sat here in silence. Okay, we flipped this guy about 20 times now. Can we just paint him? Thank you. Alright. And that's his arm here, sticking out. Alright, a bit more paint on him. Get the back of his hand here. Without trying to... Oh, well, what is that? Does that belong to him? Who's that belonging to? Hold on, we need to take it. Alright, this is belonging to this guy. So, we don't want to paint that purple. Alright. That's okay. Purpled up. Let's get his horn a bit purpled up. Alright. this way, a bit this way, and a little bit more just to cover up them lines. Now, so that's our purple, our second purple dude down. So this is what we have so far. The camera's not really picking it up the best, to be honest. But yeah, that's them so far. So we'll get another color down. Let's try keep up this pace. You might think, oh, we made this dry palette at the beginning. What's it for? But it's for the end. So yeah, we could have made it at the end, but we needed it, so we had one. Right, so purple. He's going on top. Orange can go over here because blue is going to go here. Right, so orange next. Orange here. This guy. And blue there. Right. So let's orange it up, folks. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm also, if anyone has seen some recent videos, I don't know if you've heard, I said it in a few of the videos, that I am going to be doing my army, the Mutant Bears of Fate, all over again. So I'm basically going to strip my army, the paint, probably the actual miniatures themselves, because a lot of them are kitbashed, which means I use green stuff, which also means when I start stripping them, they're going to fall apart. So other miniatures, I have a few miniatures like this guy. This is a Chaos Engineer guy. I forget what their names are, but he is part of my army, the Mutant Bears of Fate, Chaos Space Marines. And I made him with some bits and bobs, spare bits, some green stuff. And yeah, I think he looks quite good. So I'll keep him. There's certain guys I will keep. I'll just keep painting and stuff. Other guys that I'm going to completely strip and redo, just to have a whole army all looking the same, because a lot of the army that I did do, I done in stages because I had to do for events that I done, like tournaments in my local area. So they didn't come out exactly the way I wanted them to come out. So we're going to redo them all over again, and yeah, see how they come out like. Also, I'm going to do a KitbashCarnage channel army, which is going to be consisted of. Is that the word I'm looking for? Consisted of. It's going to be consisted of. Yeah, consisted of. It's going to be full of units, basically, that subscribers suggest, and I will make videos of me making them units. But the KitbashCarnage official army is going to be full of them units, full of subscribers suggested videos and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be an army for the KitbashCarnage channel, made for the KitbashCarnage community, and anytime we use it, we should keep record of our fights and our wins or losses, make new units and rearrange our units depending on how them outcomes come. So yeah, that's something else that we can do later on in the channel. I've also a suggestion from someone on Discord that we do a little game. So basically, imagine having a game the size of this purple board here. Apologies. So a game of Warhammer the size of this board, just like a little kill team game. Has 5 units in each, and every day we roll the dice, and the outcome of that dice, we make the move. And this is something that we'll just like post each move on like TikTok or something like that, like little videos, and we'll see what happens with the outcome at the end of the whole series or whatnot. See, do we end up getting a good outcome, or just have I don't know. I think it'd be something interesting to do every day, rolling a dice and seeing at the end of the series or the outcome what happens, who wins. Is it possible to play a game within a certain space of time just by rolling a random dice every day and seeing who beats who or what's the outcome? We'll obviously write down a certain rule set to say, you have to do this if this happens, or you have to do this. So there's no like being biased and saying, oh, that's a better move, so I'm going to do that, and then next time you roll another dice, not doing a gooder move. That makes sense. Not doing a good move in order to be biased towards one side of the kill team or the units on, so yeah, we'll have rule sets to make it as even as possible. Right, so that's that orange guy finished. Moving on to blue, which will be this guy here, and then that means we only have yellow, which is at the top, left to do. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. An hour and 1 minute in, and we're getting there. Right. Thank you again, everyone who is still here, and everyone who has stayed here. If you have stayed here for the 1 hour time limit that we've been here for so far, I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's good to be back into this hobby. The one thing I always remembered from the hobby itself, and I'm not really surprised, but it blew my mind how much it has just got better and better in a way, is the community. So the actual community for this type of, like, just hobbying in general, making, building, crafting, Warhammer, D&D, it's such an inspiring community, such a lovely community, really. Everyone's so understanding, no hate and just love. No, for real, just keep up the good work, everyone. We need to remember, at the end of the day, this is something we do to pass the time, have fun, get away from reality. I do anyway, that's what I do it for. I'd love to do this as a job one day, but that's something that I should have done back in the day. Right now, getting into this type of stuff as a job is pretty much out of the question, unless we have 1.5 trillion subscribers. I do apologize about my cough, everyone. Right, we'll get underneath this arm. It's a tendril there, so try not to paint too much of that tendril. Get more of this guy's arm. Remember, just orientate him around in order to get a good place for the brush to bend along the miniature. Use the angles of the mini itself and the way the brush works in order to get the brush to curve around the mini and not paint the other side of the other characters, if that makes sense. Like, not saying I'm doing a great job here or anything, because I'm not, but do what is most comfortable for you. And in this case, orientating my brush and my mini in certain angles so I can get the best angle for the paint to flow and stuff is what's best for me right now in this situation. So that's what we're doing. Alright, we're using that dab technique now, just in the little holes, just in order to paint downwards. Try not to get too much onto the orange guy, and trying to paint in between those lines that we have there that's created with the print itself. So yeah, it's all coming together. We've got the hand done, this bit of the belly now next. Just try not to paint that orange hand there. I'm building them layers and layers, just remembering not to have the paint too thick or too thin. Alright, now we need to get their small brush because we're getting into cracks that God only knows I'm going to make a mistake in, but we shall attempt it. Alright, where are we? Here we are. Alright. We're trying to get in right in there. That's where we're trying to get. So, orientate your mini in the way you need. And then, as you can see, we get into that space. Now, I know there's another white bit all the way in there, but I'm not even going to try to attempt that. We're just going to have that as a write-off just right now, yeah. And then we need to do his other blue leg, which we'll just get this blue painted here. So then we can get the leg done and dusted. Oh, japers. And this is why painting is not something I do that often. But it's looking good, you know, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. It's coming to life. It's alive. It's alive. Just paint his foot there. And tickle his toes. Oh, sorry guys. This is what it's like when we don't edit the videos. This is the real KitbashCarnage. Sometimes we're a little silly. But if you can't have a bit of fun, what can you have, you know? That's what life's all about. Working hard, having fun. Paying bills. Can't forget about them. And yeah, having fun. Working hard. And making sure you care about the ones you love. Now, let's paint that bit that we got orange there before it dries in too much. Or the bit that we got blue, shall we say. Now. And then we shall move on to the yellow. Shall we move on to the yellow? Are we there? Yeah. Are we there? Let's quickly go around. That is his leg. That's him done. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. That's him. That's a tentacle. Oh, orange. Orange bit right there needed. There we go. Alright, that's orange. That's yellow. Yellow has no arms, apparently. Yeah, I think that's it. Now we're on to yellow again. Yellow again, folks. Yellow again. Right. Top guy. Let's yellow it up. Do 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 do. So does anyone actually in the comments right now play Warhammer? Because I would love to know if there's been any updates on Chaos Space Marines. I've seen a few updates coming up. I watch a few YouTubers, obviously, and I see a few things here and there, but I don't keep track of the latest updates too often because The game changes so much. Like every day, there's an update every day. I bought the, what was it? I bought the cards, the data cards, and then a few months later, half the data cards were changed. Like half the stuff was different. So yeah, I remember I was thinking about buying a certain unit. Thankfully, I didn't, because they took the unit, I think it was a Chaos Demon, and they then took it out of game. Like, it was no longer able to play. So, lucky I didn't buy the thing, because, well, I would have used the bits anyway, but, if you go and buy something and then want to actually play it, later find out that you can no longer play with that miniature, then where's half the experience gone, If you're not someone who would then turn around like myself and say, okay, I'm going to then use them bits and kitbash something else with them. You might be someone who actually wanted to use that miniature in a game, like I said. Then you're skippered, really, aren't you? You're stuck. What can you do? Go back and ask for your money back. Good luck. Good luck in getting your money back on a miniature you've probably already stuck together, already painted. 2 weeks after it, found out that you can't use it anymore. And this is why I swear by, and will always swear by, kit bashing before you buy. Because if you kit bash something that you want or you may need, then that's his purple hand. That's his purple hand. That's his purple hand there. See, this is how we notice things like this, by painting, because I've just noticed that we've missed his purple hand. Yeah, where are we? If you kit bash something, if you want something, but you don't want to pay for it, because you I don't know, you don't have the money, or like what happened to me, you buy it and then it's no use, or what didn't happen to me if I bought it and it would have been no use, but you know what I mean, then kitbash it first. Then if you like the way it is in your army, then go out and buy it, and no harm, no foul. If something then happens after the fact, you had your fun at the time with it, just before it became null and void. So, you haven't wasted all your time and all your money. Just a little bit. Please, Games Workshop, anybody else, please don't come chasing me. I'm only a small YouTuber guy. We're just here having fun. Right. Pretty much done painting this orange guy. Just hit the back of his neck there. And then he has the rest of his leg needs to be done inside, but we're going to use our smaller paintbrush for that, because we're not going to get in there with this big paintbrush, and the camera won't stop with the zoom crap. Apologies with the language, but why does he zoom when he's not supposed to zoom? Why, when I'm painting, you're like zooming in on my knuckles? I'm not this guy. Yes, my this is here, but surely, how am I going to paint? I need a bendy paintbrush that paints this way. Right. Let's get this leg on this guy. This is going to be difficult. Alright. There we go. Sorry if I'm not talking, guys, but concentration is key right now. I was going to say it's a virtue, but right now we need the purple for his purple hand, and we're just about done. Wow, can you believe it? Just about finished. All right. We need to do his top of his fingers, the purple guy's fingers, and then pretty much done, I think. Just do our little dab technique that we talked about. Dab in there, and then that's the Nerglings painted. All right, that's all the Nerglings done. So you can kind of see them all there in their own positions, holding up the Christmas tree. So obviously we have all these guts and gore and stuff that are there. So we didn't use the green. So the green is going to be their intestines. And as well, sorry, I'm shaking the green up. That's why my voice did that. And as well as green for the Christmas tree. So it's kind of kill two birds, one stone in a way. You've got green for the Christmas tree and green for the guts. So yeah, win-win. So let's go in now and paint up the guts, shall we? So we start off from the top, eh? Don't forget, paint your finger for luck. Alright. Now, need a bit more thicker paint because cover up all these mistakes that went on the tentacle. We'll just get a nice thick coat on top of it. And that will also help with them lines from the print itself. So trying our hardest here not to get on any of the colors like we did just there, but we'll go over that. Don't worry, don't panic. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. It's all fine. It's all fine. No, it's not fine. Right. If we can get in here, there we go. In there. With the green, and then we do a green boil here. And then we get that green coming around and under. And we get a bit more green. See, we go under the skull. And then out the other side. And through his stomach. Thumbs up in chat to see who's still here. Who's been sticking around for this long? Who has been listening to me waffle on about how to paint KitbashCarnage style? AKA how to paint for toddlers. Right. So you can see we have some yellow and stuff there, but we'll make little dots of cover up all that. So I'm not too worried, not too fussed about all this. You know, we'll cover up them blemishes in the end. We're just making sure we get the majority of this green on in the places that we want to, which means we have to orientate this in many, many different angles to see, is the green coated like we want it to be. Because every time I turn the thing, I notice there's more to do. So let's just try to get this done. in a reasonable time, folks. Like I said, I got this print free. This is just from my Creality X, God knows whatever they're called, because they release so many printers. But yeah, this is just from a normal filament printer that I done this. It was a free print file. Leave comments below after the video goes up or now if you think I should post the file. Like, you can always go on to Creality website itself if you have a profile, and if you have their pro version, you can get the file for free. If not, I think you can buy it for like the equivalent to £1 or something like that. But yeah, that's where I got this. And I printed it off a few days ago, and yeah, we're using this as a little Christmas stream painting trial and error, seeing how the stream goes, seeing if I remember to paint a little bit decent, and talking to my community. And talking to anybody who doesn't know about us. So, I don't know if you are new to the channel, you've just found us, welcome. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because, believe it or not, 40% of the people who watch us aren't subscribed. And why not? Because it's free. So's hitting a like. There's nothing costing about it, and it's really, really appreciated, because YouTube tends to not push little channels like ourselves anywhere near the front of the homepage or recommend us too much, unless you're someone who watches the category. But we're never usually recommended to, to general audience out there in the world of how many 6-point-something billion or whatever there is now in the world. It's usually people who have a couple of hundred to spare to whack into advertisements or post some type of thumbnail that they have spent, I don't know, hours upon hours editing. And unfortunately, I don't have that time. We work and we have a life outside of YouTube. So unfortunately, one day, if I could spend hours on a title or a thumbnail, maybe you would see some better photo cutting skills where I'm cutting the photo and stuff. But actually, I like my thumbnails. I like the old school way about it. I like the way what you see is what you get, really, isn't it? Ain't no lying about it, because I don't know how to edit that well to lie about it. So you're really getting what you see when it comes to me, whether I like it or not. I'm just grateful that I learned how to speed up videos when I'm editing, because now I can post videos that would have taken me 3 hours, like in real life, to do, and not have to manually chop it constantly, but just post it in a continuous video, and I could edit that down, like fast forward it by 3, edit that down to a 30-minute video, which then means, you guys can watch it and not have to sit around for 3 hours. Like, a live kind of like this, you're sitting around watching for whatever amount of time it goes on for. So maybe you guys like that type of thing. Believe me, I sit around watching some of my favorite YouTubers on their lives whenever I have the time. Like I said, quite busy now and again, but whenever I have the time, it's always good to stop by, Hit your favorite YouTubers a like. Show your support, whether they're big or small. Showing that what they do is worth something in the end, you know, whether it just be for them or for a job. You know, I do this just for myself and for you guys. I like when you comment and show your support. It makes me want to put more out there, but I do this for myself and for the enjoyment of it, really. So this is the guy so far. Our little... Oh, right, we've missed a bit here. See, this is why we go around looking, because you end up missing bits. And by God, we're not missing bits, because I want to be done this soon. We've already spent too long painting, too long. Alright. I'm going to do his eyes green, so as if they're coming out of his eyes, the tentacles. I'm going to leave the skull white, obviously, because the skull is white. These balls are going to be painted red. That skull down there, head, will leave white, so we'll get cracking with that. There was actually a bit, where was that bit I was looking at there a second ago? Here, I need to paint purple there. Purple. Right, let's get the purple done and dusted. Purple. There we go. That purple's done. Have a quick scope around. Is there any more bits on places that shouldn't be? Yeah, a little bit of green there on that yellow. Get a bit of yellow. Okay. We've done a bit of water effect there. You're all waiting. Finally, the carnage is happening. The carnage is happening. Right. So, yeah. Happy with that so far. Right, now let's get the red and get painting the red for the top of that Santa hat. And then them little round balls, and we are done. Done. Oh, excuse me. Have some of our iced coffee. If anyone doesn't know, I drink Arctic iced coffee like water. It's the thing that keeps me going during all my kitbashing lives, or not lives, 24-hour kitbashing rallies that I do. I should do a live one day. Should leave a comment down below or a suggestion if anyone thinks I should do a 24-hour rally live. Now that is going to be something. Seeing what we could talk about for 24 hours. Can you imagine the conversations we have? The repeats in topics. Or maybe no repeats. Maybe we shall end up having one of the best lives going. 24-hour kitbashing rally that leads to a new genre in the streaming world where everyone does kitbashing rallies. If only, eh? I think I'm only the only mad person who's willing to stay up for 24 hours and kitbash stuff. But it lets me get some projects done. I get an awful lot of projects done in 24 hours, you know. I tend to start at least 2 projects. I always have 2 projects on the go. One project's finished and I start another project usually when I do the kitbashing rallies. So it's like 3 projects all together. I end up getting kind of taken off the project book when I do them Kitbash rallies, which is quite good because any progress is good progress, you know. When you have no time in your day-to-day life, with just life in general, then doing a rally to get all the stuff done is a good thing, because you're saving valuable time at the end of the day. Because time is valuable. Time is money. Time is the one thing you will never get back in the end. It's worth basically looking into, guys, you know. Make your time worthwhile. Hence why I'm here with all of you. Because today I thought of nothing other than spending time with my partner and then getting some hobby progress done and enjoying my day off with my Kitbash community and my partner in crime. Alright, we're nearly getting there, guys. I do apologize for kind of waffling a little bit. I'm trying to give you some content by talking and painting this dude. We have one more glass ball here to do. I think they're like ornament balls, and then we will do our skeleton horde base coat over it all to wash it down a bit and touch it up with a little bit of paint here and there, more bits that we have made mistakes on, and then we'll be done. Under 2 hours, hopefully. Not a bad stream. Well, I hope it wasn't a bad stream. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Enjoyed me repeating myself and talking complete and utter nonsense sometimes. Banging off the camera. Oh. But yeah. Thank you, everyone, for your time and your patience, and your likes if you've left one. Really appreciate it. Right, so we are going to do bits of white on their teeth, a little bit of green in there, more green dots around, and then the wash. Now this, I know we said we were nearly done, but this is where the little bits of detail kind of pop out. So I'm just going to do a few boils around. So do these little boils, more boils. And yes, we're making more of a mess, but we're nearly there. Nearly there. Alright. And a quick look. Make sure we've had all them boils done. Then we're going to go in with some white for the eyes. And then paint over the whole thing with the skeleton horde. And I will give it a wash. And then we are done. Done, I say, done. Oh. Alright. Alright, let's go. Please do not spill. I'm actually risking fate by leaving that there, so everyone knows this is fate getting risked, guys. Alright. His teeth are done, his eyes are done. Alright, more white. More white. More white. Okay, his eyes are done. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. More white. Come on. Bit more white. Get them teeth. And then we have a dude in here. We can just about see his eye. And then I actually want to go back in and get a little bit of green on his belly there. So let's just get his eye first. Get his eyeball. And his little teeth. And then we'll go back and get his belly in a second. Once we get his teeth and his eyes. Ay, 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 ay. It's never ending. Eyes and teeth and eyes and teeth. Alright, his eyes done. He has no eyes, no eyes. No eyes and belly. Green for the belly. Lovely. Lovely. Happy days. Done and dusted, guys. We're going to do a little bit of, I think, yeah, I think we just do the skeleton horde all over and then that's us. Yep. Skeleton horde. Give that a shake. It shouldn't need the shake because it's a contrast paint and it won't. It's kind of liquidy already, so skeleton horde. And give you a little bit there. As you see, we use ourselves as a palette. And then we're just going to go in with this. Skeleton horde. Skeleton horde. Skeleton horde. Skeleton horde. Alright, a bit more skeleton horde. Skeleton horde. Skeleton horde. We need to really move that skeleton horde about, guys. Make sure you get in all them nooks and crannies. Make sure you get some skeleton horde on your bush also, because without getting it on your bush, you ain't going to be painting nothing. So, and then just get in all the nooks and crannies. And then when this dries off, we will go back around and give it that dry brush that we were going to do. And use our dry brush palette that we made at the very beginning. You guys will be happy to see us use that. Staking around for an hour and 40 minutes going, when is he going to use the dry brush palette he made? He hasn't even used it yet. When is he going to use it? In a minute, guys. Alright. Now. We'll actually not use it in a minute. If you want to see me use this dry brush palette, go to my Instagram and you will see us after we have dry brushed this. You will see the picture because I have to wait for him to dry now. But yeah, this is what we came out with, guys. This is our little Nergling kind of Christmas tree. Yeah, not looking too bad. Thank you all so much for staying around this long. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys who dropped in and watched and left. Stay tuned for this long. And everyone who has subscribed, leave a comment as well, because I want to know. I'm going to close this before it spills. I know some people are kind of shouting down the mic. Close the paints before they go everywhere. But yeah, stay tuned for more stuff like this. I'm going to be doing more live streams. And yeah, have a good day, everyone. Thank you again for sticking tuned for this long. Let's see, how do we turn this off, or how do we work this? How do I work this, guys? Alright, you're gonna stay here while we just learn how to turn this off, okay? Let's see, I think it's this button. Goodbye, folks.